Benny Blanco from the Bronx, Ben White. I am right back with another football video, and yes, this one is a preview for the big one of the weekend in the English Premier League, and this one features the heavyweights, the league title contenders, the league title favorites in Liverpool, former champions, and Arsenal, runners-up last season, and of course they have run riot in the summer transfer window that is almost ending, which is coming to an end this Sunday, the 31st of August 2025. And this one, I am anticipating for this match. Personally, I am looking forward to seeing quite an encounter. I just hope that they don't stink out the place. Oh, well, we can stink out the place and come out with a result. But for me personally, I am looking forward to an enthralling match between these two juggernauts. So it will be at Anfield this coming Sunday. And this Sunday it will be at Anfield. And remember that this is match week 3. And some people are already talking about this match as a title decider in week 3. Now, the thing that we have learned over the years, and this is something that Manchester City has caused in the Premier League, where if someone drops points, it feels like the league is gone. You just can't afford to drop points willy-nilly. You just have to go through every single opponent you go into. Even when you are title contender, you get into that match as a favorite and you come out as a favorite. Now, for the top 2 teams, if they are coming to meet together, for a neutral, it's 50-50. For each team, of course, you're rooting for yours and you're hoping that you will come up with a positive result. And for me, as an Arsenal fan, I am looking forward to an Arsenal win. The worst case scenario, probably a draw. But again, when you're looking at it from a sensible point of view, losing to Liverpool at Anfield isn't the end of the world. But let me tell you one thing. With football fandom, you will have hell in that week that you have lost. So you have to take advantage of every opportunity to win, and especially against your rivals. You know, sometimes you can be beaten by these smaller teams, and yeah, people laugh for 2 hours and it's done. But if a bigger rival beats you, then you realize that the banter is even bigger. So at Anfield, what are we expecting? These 2 teams have strengthened massively. And when you look at it, maybe just starting with the hosts, Liverpool, they got rid of Trent Alexander, karibu niseme Trent Alexander Isak, Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid. And you know, Real Madrid have been Liverpool nemesis for a while now. So it kind of hurt, or it pinched some hardened Liverpool fans to the core. So Trent leaves and then they get Frimpong. Is Frimpong an upgrade to Trent? Probably not, but he's quite a good addition. When it comes to Kakes, he did perform well last season, and he was actually named in the Premier League team of the season. But when you look at it, really, when you balance things out with Robertson, with his longevity and the legacy in Liverpool and the Premier League, you could argue and say that probably you trust Robertson a bit more than you do with Kakes. But Kakes is a new, or he's a shiny toy in town. So probably as the league progresses and he suits into the team and they gel properly, you could get probably a new outlook of the Liverpool defense. Of course, the tried and tested in Virgil van Dijk, who is always a cog at the back, together with Konate. But lately, Konate has been a bit shaky, so we'll get to the Arsenal bit. So with that said, also they added also in the midfield with Vats from Frankfurt. Frankfurt in Germany, and I think they will also be meeting up in the Champions League. So it will be very nice to see what kind of game they play out there with Frankfurt. But they really paid some good money for him, and also they brought in man like Hugo Ekitike, who has been banging in goals since he came into Liverpool. So you're expecting that Liverpool will be quite exciting this season. The attacking firepower is quite good, and you can even gauge them from the 2 matches that they have played lately. Gravenberch on the score sheet, Ekitike, of course, scoring 2 goals. Mo Salah in there, put in man like is it not Endo? This guy Chiesa, who also scored recently. The youngster in Rio Ngumoa, who came in clutch at the dying minutes to score against Newcastle. It was quite interesting, and I think for Liverpool, their strength is in their attack. Of course, they retain the Premier League Player of the Season in Mo Salah. So it's interesting to see how they turn out. But for the 2 games that they have played against FC Bournemouth at Anfield, that was a cracker of a game, and it's sad that it ended 4-2, but that was not really a 4-2 kind of game. They could have easily dropped points. And then away to Newcastle, where they played for a majority of that game with a team that is 1 man down. Yeah, so they could have easily lost that game, as easily draw as they could have, until, of course, Rio Ngumoa came in clutch. So Liverpool is terrifying. So for me, I just see it as for the initial periods, before they settle in, Arsenal needs to take advantage. And how do they take advantage of this? If they service Gyökeres up front, then things will look rosy, because I don't trust Konate in defense. Virgil van Dijk, you could argue that he's a rock back there. So if they take advantage of Konate, it will be very, very important for them to come up with a result. So there are new additions in Arsenal, of course, as well, in that they have added a backup goalkeeper in Kepa Arrizabalaga, who is also for 5 million, and remember that he's still the most expensive goalkeeper in football history, where Chelsea bought him for a very high fee. Yeah, and then they brought in defensively, they have brought in Mosquera from Valencia, who is also looking like a Saliba or who replacement. They have brought in Piero Hincapié. There's actually a "here we go" from Fabrizio Romano as we are speaking. Who else in defense have we got? But I know we have gotten Nogard into the team, who also adds solidity in the midfield. Probably a replacement for man like Jorginho. Zubimendi, who was "here we go," came in January, but of course already secured. Noni Madueke is in. Gyökeres, the striking option, and also the biggest news in town is Eze to Arsenal. Now, for Arsenal, Saka is injured. Of course, he'll sit this one out. I don't know so far the news about Odegaard, but if he doesn't play, then they still have sufficient backup in there. So you are expecting that man like Eze will slot in. Madueke might start in place of Saka, and then looking forward to maybe an introduction of a man like Max Doman, the 15-year-old, probably in the dying minutes. Of course, the coach would be trying to ease him into the team, into the squad. You look at man like Ethan Nwaneri, you expect him to figure into this match. Now, looking at this team defensively, I feel like it's solid. For me, I'd rather, if you're playing Eze on the left wing, then it's important that we start with Calafiori, who is very good in bombing forward, especially overlapping and bringing in crosses, where Eze can be able to also find balls to drift inside. So that overlapping kind of ability of Calafiori would be very vital for this particular match. For Lewis Kelly, I feel like for him, because he likes to invert more, then you need an out and out left winger. So probably you could have man like Martinelli starting if the coach decides to go that way. Now, the only thing is that for Liverpool on attack, and especially in transition, they are very lethal. So you'll be looking at defensive alertness. So we are looking to have Timber, of course, who there's a guy who captained Timber, triple captained Timber in last week's FPL, and he got a whooping 72 points out of Timber. So you can imagine. So you expect that Timber should have a big game, and of course, Gabriel and Saliba to, I don't know, to hold the team. And of course, Raya always comes clutch in this match. So I just hope that Arsenal don't go. If Liverpool score fast, I feel like if Liverpool score fast, this game might end up in a draw. Yeah. You just have to look at some point where you don't have to collapse. Like from the onset, you're on the game. Yeah, so with this one, it's a big one. I think even for rival fans, they'll be looking forward to see what kind of an encounter this would be. And for both teams, it's important for them to also gauge the rest of the season, how this one is going to go. Yeah, so I think previously we have also done a video to get to know maybe what are our predictions heading into the season on who wins the league or what. And I think maybe we can try one when the transfer season is shut after Sunday. Yeah, so with that said, I think we just look forward to an enthralling a thrilling matchup. Above all, we hope to enjoy a good weekend of football and sports in general. So whoever you're supporting or you're rooting for, we just hope that you get to enjoy the results ahead. So kindly do me a favor and like this video, subscribe, and share to your circles so that we also grow together. So until next time, bye bye from me.